Hello and welcome back to another video on the Football Zone and to a midweek preview, previewing the Champions League and the Championship action coming up this week. And starting off in the Champions League on Tuesday with a massive game, Manchester City taking on Bayern Munich. And yeah, the draw kind of seems really weird. All the teams you'd expect to get far kind of in one half, so it makes it tough. But Man City at home, yeah, against the Bayern Munich side, who still aren't blowing Dortmund away in the Liga, I'd expect City to get the win. They kind of seem to have found their groove recently, so I'm going to say a City win here. Moving on then to Wednesday, and Frank Lampard's Chelsea will be visiting the Santiago Bernabeu as they take on Real Madrid. And yeah, Chelsea, fair play to them. Under Graham Potter did an incredible job to get past Borussia Dortmund to make it this far. But in this one, Real Madrid played so well in that tie versus Liverpool, not having the best season domestically. But yeah, you'd still think they'll have enough to get past Chelsea quite comfortably here with the state they're in. I'm going to say 3-0 to Chelsea. Moving on then to Thursday, and in Europa League is Manchester United against Sevilla. And yeah, Manchester United coming into this one, obviously off the back of 2 wins on the trot, 4 wins in the last 5, kind of getting their form back after a few tricky patches here and there. But going well. But Sevilla, we've seen it so many times in the past. They are the masters of the Europa League. Maybe not quite having the best run of form. And United at home. Yeah, I think United still will have too much. I'm going to say 2-0. Moving on then to the Conference League, and Ghent taking on West Ham. Ghent on a really good vein of form at the moment, actually. Unbeaten since 22nd of February, winning all but 2 of those games. West Ham, obviously, it's been a struggle for them. But big win against Fulham last time out. 2 wins from the last 3 in the Premier League. Kind of starting to feel like they're starting to pull away from the relegation zone. That's big for them because, of course, it means they can concentrate on the Europa League and potentially even winning that competition. And they've got a good chance. And I think away from home here, I can see them getting a result. I'm going to say 2-0. Moving on then to the Championship and all the Easter Monday games, and Huddersfield taking on Blackburn in the early game. And Huddersfield, Neil Warnock has really worked his magic again, hasn't he? 3 wins on the trot, and suddenly they're out of the relegation zone when it looked for all money they'd be down. Blackburn, though, they've lost the last 3, which has put their playoff position in jeopardy, only 1 point ahead of Norwich, although they do have a game in hand. So it's a big game for both these sides, but I'm going to say draw here. I can't see Huddersfield losing this one. Moving on into Birmingham as they take on Stoke at St Andrews. And yeah, Birmingham on a really decent little run at the moment. 1 through the last 5 and only 1 loss in that period. Stoke as well did lose to Bristol City last month. It was a really disappointing result after a really decent good run of form. But yeah, to be honest here, it's kind of 2 teams in mid-table with not much really to fight for. So yeah, it could be a really dull game. It could be really exciting with no pressure on it. But I'm going to say this game will be 1-1. Moving on then to Coventry, as they take on Watford at the Ricoh Arena. And Coventry coming into this one not on the greatest run of form, to be honest. Only 1 win from the last 5, kind of draw specialists at the moment, and it's a bit of a shame because they're still within touch distance of the only 3 points off, but they could be a hell of a lot closer. Watford, though, really struggling. I don't think Chris Wilder coming in has really had the impact they'd have hoped for, unfortunately. But Coventry's form is again at the moment. Watford could pull a result on their own. I can see them winning this one. Moving on into Hull as they take on Millwall at the KCOM. Hull coming into this one off the back of a 5-game winless run, but they've only lost 1 in 5 in that time. So yeah, draw specialists at the moment, with Millwall also drawing the last 2, so it kind of shakes up for 1 result really. But Hull, their season's over, sitting in lower mid-table. Millwall in the playoff places still, got a 2-point gap, but they need to start winning games, and I think they'll get the win here. I'm going to say 2-0 Mill. Moving on then to Luton as they take on Blackburn at Kenilworth Road. And yeah, Luton coming into this one, obviously on a pretty decent run of form, and yeah, with their playoff position pretty much secured. They're 8 points off Sheffield United, so I do think they'll get into the automatic promotion places, but at the same time they're definitely not going to drop out of the playoffs, so it's all about preparing for that. Blackpool need results soon as they step up. Stepping Mick McCarthy, kind of the only thing they could do really to have a chance, but I think Luton will start too much for them. Moving on into Norwich as they take on Rotherham at Carrow Road. And yeah, Norwich coming into this one off the back of that 2-0 win against Blackburn. That was a big result for them because before that their form hadn't been great, if we're being honest. But Rotherham beating West Brom last time out was a big result for them, and kind of just giving them a small amount of breathing space in the relegation zone. But there's still a lot of work for them to do, and in this one I think Norwich will have too much for them as they continue to hunt down a playoff charge. Move on into Preston, and they're taking on Reading. Preston, they've still got a really good shot at the playoffs. Form recently has been good, only 2 points off it now, 4 wins in the last 5. Reading is struggling at the moment. They have drawn the last 3, but they need to start getting some wins, Reading, really, don't they? Having dropped into the relegation zone. QPR in free fall, but Reading need 3 points. Obviously we need a tough time for them recently with the deduction, but in this one I think Preston will have too much for them. Moving on into West Brom as they take on QPR at the Hawthorns. And West Brom coming into this one, not on the greatest run of form, winless in 3, but nobody's as bad as form as QPR, struggling so much under Gareth Ainsworth and only 1 point above the drop. So it just shows how much work they have to do and to turn around their form, and I can't see them doing it now. I think West Brom at home will have too much, and I'm going to say it will be 3-0. Moving on into Wigan as they take on Swansea at the DW, and Wigan coming into this one, they're struggling a bit, aren't they? Wigan with that deduction, obviously beat QPR, but losing to Sheffield United, it's going to be really tough for them to stay up. But you never know if they can go on some incredible run. But Swansea won 2 of the last 3, drawing the other one, hitting some form, and I think that means the Swans will have a bit too much from here. I'm going to say 1-0. Moving on then to Bristol City as they take on Middlesbrough at Ashton Gate, and Bristol City coming into this one off the back of 2-1 win away at Stoke. A really good result for them. 4 points from 2 since the relegation, since the international break. Borough have lost the last 2, and unfortunately for them, their automatics charge has really kind of faltered out. But still in a good position for the pass. Carrick's done a good job to get them in there, and there's going to be no issues with that. But I think I'll have too much for Bristol. I'm going to say 2-0. Cardiff take on Sunderland at the Cardiff City Stadium, and this is a big game for Cardiff. Obviously winning against Blackpool last night was a huge result. They look to pull themselves out of trouble, but still involved in it. Sunderland, their season kind of unfortunately for them has kind of petered out into mid-table, but for their first season, but that's no disgrace. But this game's all about Cardiff, so they continue to steer themselves in the relegation zone, and you see they've got probably a good chance of it doing it here. But for this game I'm going to say we draw 1-1 for me. Moving on then to Burnley as they take on Sheffield United, and Burnley of course now a Premier League side as of next year, after that one in Barrow and Kratz. They fully deserve it, what season they've had, but Sheffield United looking to join them, and just looking at Burnley celebrations and team bus. I don't know if they're going to have ample time to recover, let's say. I think Sheffield United could well be fancying their chances here. I'm going to say it'll be a draw though. I don't think Burnley will lose or anything like that. I'm going to say it'll be 1-1. But anyway guys, that's it for today. Thanks very much for watching. Like, share, subscribe, for a show for daily football news. Subscribe to the channel, it's going to be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.